Hi everyone, Jewel here with J7409 Tropical Weather Update for you. Today, of course, is Wednesday, the 21st of August, 2019. Yes, we do have Chantal. Chantal happened while I was asleep, okay? But here Chantal is right here. It's got wind. She has winds of 40 miles per hour. Her pressure's still kind of high at 1,010 millibars. If you're tracking these storms this year, Chantal's located at 40.3 north, 53.7 west, and it's moving east at a good clip, so that's a good sign. It will go on and dissipate, hopefully, at 22 miles per hour. Before I go any further, yesterday in the general weather, I told you folks anywhere from Maryland right on up in these areas, you needed to watch out. That has not changed. Okay, not for this particular storm, but I know you guys have had tropical storms and hurricanes in the past, and it looks like as of right now, of course, all of this can change. As of right now, there're going to be some spitting off really close to you. Okay, they're going to be spinning off close to you, whether it's tropical storms. One looks like it could turn into a hurricane. Where it will go, we'll have to wait and see. These systems, you know how they work. But it's looking like probably sometime around Saturday night or Sunday, X marks the spot. Right over Florida, we could have a low to form. But for you guys in Florida, it's just a low, okay? No big deal. So sorry, my friends, about that little interruption. That was Brad checking on me, so that's a good thing. But anyway, we do have this low that should pop up at some point late this weekend, maybe Monday, and it's going to ride up. And then we'll have another one that pops off my coast. I think it'll go on out. And this one, hopefully, the way it looks, is just going to skirt you guys, but it's going to really jam. So we're going to take a look at all that. But where should Chantal go? This is exactly what it looks like Chantal's going to do. It's not going to harm anybody. All the fishermen out there, though, all the mariners, you need to pay attention to what's going on. It's looking like it's going to start to just be a depression and to dissipate over time. And yes, it's going to make this curve, but it should just disintegrate. But any of the mariners out in this area that do fishing, you need to be aware of what's going on and stay safe. I am going to make this as short as I can to show you what's happening. Of course, this is the GFS map this morning, and it's courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. Thank you, Levi. You can see the timestamp. I just want to show you what is going on, okay? So we're just going to click on through. I want you to take note there's a huge low pressure up around Canada, and it drags all the way down. But keep your eyes here and watch what systems come off. Now, this will be a tad different than the European model, and I usually stick by the European model, but I use them all because we have to. Remember I told you a low was going to come off the coast here? Well, it's a little bit lower on the European model, but here we have a low right here. As we click on through, it doesn't do too much, but when it gets back out to sea, then it forms all over again. It tries to do something, as you can see, but after a while it dissipates. Now as we move on through, what's going to happen? The timing may be different on the European model than it is on the GFS model. We have another low here. Well, it's starting out over here, okay? There's a bunch of rain showers. It didn't show it here, but it does. And look at here what happens. It hangs around. It starts to grow. It grows even more. Look, barometric pressure down to 999 millibars. It's moving closer. You see what it looks like, and we'll check some more things out. But you folks, anywhere up in here, if you've got a tropical storm or a Category 1 hurricane this close offshore, it may be 100, 200, maybe 300 miles offshore. I don't think it's that far from New Jersey. But you guys need to prepare because this is still out in time. My goodness, okay? This is like August 31st. August 31st. It could go anywhere. It could dissipate and not do anything. But it could go in anywhere up here. If any of these systems that help steer these things move like this high pressure or low pressures, you need to prepare. I'd say still anywhere from Maryland all the way up from Long Island, all New Jersey coast, maybe Connecticut, Massachusetts. As we move along, you look how close it gets right here. And it is something going on. This is the GFS model. It skirts you right here on the GFS, and then it goes on up into Canada. Now, let's go check out the European model right quick. You do not have to worry about things popping off of Africa. They're popping off, but they're not forming, so I'm not going to go deep down in the map and show much of Africa this morning. Yes, there's things over there. Yes, there are things that I'm watching over there. If I see anything of significance to happen, I will be sure and put it up. Right now, what I want to concentrate on is the Gulf and the East Coast. Now, over here, we have Chantal right here. Okay, now you can watch and you can see what happens. There's a low down here. There's a high. There's a high to the south of it, a high to the east of it. There's a great big huge low that's going to appear that I will show you momentarily. This is set for today at 8 a.m. I'm just going to move it along. We're going to go up to Thursday at 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. You can see what's happening here. Chantal has moved over here, not looking very impressive at all. We have a high over here and all this rain going on. Let's move up to Friday around 5 p.m. See what it's looking like. We still have a little bit, it's more or less just a low left of Chantal. It might hang on a little longer, it might not, but you see what's happening. This is a high spinning right here, but this is what, as it diminishes, as we saw on the map, this is what's going to happen. And remember, it starts to move down, and this is what happens with it. Now, we're going to move to Saturday. Let's get up to Saturday, say around midnight, somewhere in that area. And here it is. Here's the low that forms over Florida and a little bit of Georgia to that extent. I wouldn't worry about Chantal anymore, and I wouldn't worry about her period anyway. She just formed and got name, and the next name storm, by the way, will be Dorian. It will be Dorian. But this is what we really need to concentrate on, okay? The East Coast. It's looking like the Gulf's doing pretty good, but I wanted to point out this low is more than likely going to form over Florida. And this is a little low that's probably going to form off the Virginia, North Carolina coast. So we move up to Sunday at 9 p.m. Sure enough, these lows do form. Look at these training sails. Okay, the training sails is what's going on. Now, the top one will probably dissipate. We will go up to Monday around 8 p.m. Well, it's still hanging on at that time. It's very elongated, and it's just pushing on up to Canada. But look, off the North and South Carolina coast now, this isn't a big deal. It only has one isobar around it. But the barometric pressure in this little thing is beginning to fall, 29.75. So we will get up to Tuesday at 7 p.m. Around 24 hours later, we are getting more isobars to form as it's right off my coast, okay? Right off my coast. The barometric pressure is down to 29.63. We will check the wind in it right now. It doesn't look too bad at all. These are sustained winds. It has to have sustained winds of at least 39 miles per hour. This is still in the it's 24 knots, but it's not up to 39 miles per hour. Has to be 30 miles per hour to be considered a tropical storm. And does it have any wind gust in it at this time? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What are they looking like right off the coastlines here? Beating my line. And, well, no, we don't want that. We do not want that. Don't you just love it when things don't work right for you? Here we go. Let's try it again. 40 knots. So, 40 knot sustained winds is more than that, of course. That's around 43, 44 miles per hour. So it's got gust of a tropical storm already. This is wind gust. Wind gust of a tropical storm already. Sustained winds are not, so I don't know if it would get named at this point or not, but it does have gust of tropical storm force. So we're going to move up to Wednesday the 28th at 6 p.m. Look, it's getting better. Organized all the time. All the time, my friends. Barometric pressure now is down to 29.43. We're going to move up to around 24 hours from this date, Thursday at 6 p.m. And then look at this. Look at this. This is the winds, folks. It is carrying on. That's 73 knot gust. And that equals about 84 miles per hour. Could even be higher than that. Let's check out the sustained winds. We'll bring this map down some. Let's check out the sustained winds in this right quick. See what they are looking like. 46 knots. 46 knots. So that's going to be somewhere around 52 to 53, maybe 54 mile per hour sustained winds. 48 knots right off the top of my head. I've got some memorized. It's like 55 miles per hour. So yeah, this is a tropical storm at this point. It could turn into, it's got hurricane wind gust in it already. And by the time we get to Friday the 30th, you can see what it's looking like here. Let's check out the rain, the thunder, what all this thing may bring with it right quick, as we'll come down here when it's closer to the shorelines. And once again, the reason I'm telling you this, folks, this is on Tuesday at 3 a.m. in the morning. This is the one we're watching right here. It may not come inland to you guys, but it's so far out, you can't tell. Nobody really knows. All I can do is show you what it's looking like now. It's looking like a low pressure system up north that is humongous. I mean, it's a big sucker. And you see these showers right here. This is what the low that I'm talking about is connected to. Would you look at this? Goes all the way up into here, this low, and it kind of grows, and then we got another big one coming there, and it's going to pull it. So we're going to hope that it stays offshore, but there is that chance that these systems may change. If it does, I'm just letting you folks know, anywhere from Maryland to New Jersey to Long Island to Connecticut, Rhode Island, parts of Massachusetts, you guys could have a storm on your hands. I'm not saying you're going to. It's looking like hopefully you will not. But please go ahead and prepare just in case. You know how these things change. That's a quick update right now. I'll have a more detailed forecast for you tomorrow with the tropical update to show you what's happening, and we will discuss Africa at that time also. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. If you have anyone that lives up in these areas that you know, just tell them to make sure they're prepared this year. I think, you know, a lot of places have been caught off guard at some points when they've had storms happen, and a lot of places, a lot of people don't prepare up in these northern places. Well, you need to. You're going to get more than one shot at a storm coming your way, it looks like, this year. So, everybody have a good day, a safe day, and a blessed day. I love you all. Thanks so much for watching. Peace, love, and kindness to all.